Welcome to this special edition of the WIHS Journal. Matt Harper here with a very special guest in studio with me, Pastor Ben Pease, pastor of Bethany Covenant Church in Berlin. Pastor Ben, thank you for joining us here at WIHS today.
Thanks so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Well, this is your opportunity to let the people of Connecticut and certainly in your region there in Berlin know about the good things that you've seen God do in your church recently. And I know there's one testimony that you already shared with me that will be a great encouragement to all of our listeners, but I'll let you come to that as God leads. First, just tell us a little bit about Bethany Covenant Church in Berlin.
Yeah, thank you. So we have been in Berlin since about 2000. We relocated from downtown New Britain as we sensed a call to relocate and dive deep into the community of Berlin. And so we've been blessed to not only physically relocate, but to develop partnerships within the community. And so one partnership we're especially excited about is the opportunity to partner with local schools. Not only to bless the teachers and staff there, but to come alongside the schools as those blessing and ministering to the folks in our community. And so I think the story that you're referring to is the backpack program that we've been able to participate in recently. Our schools recognize that many of our students in the community head to less food secure homes, especially over the weekend when they don't get free or reduced school lunch. And so as part of that, they decided to respond by sending certain kids home with backpacks full of food to get them through the weekend. And so our congregation partnered with them in filling backpacks and getting the food donations gathered. And then the town came to the leader of that ministry and said, you know what, our town hall is reorganizing, we're running out of space, and this program is unfortunately being displaced and will discontinue unless we find a new place to house this program. Would Bethany Covenant be willing to do that? We thought about it for 6 seconds and said, yes, absolutely. We would be happy to take that on and to serve in that way. And those are the kind of people we generally have at Bethany, is that we seek to be responsive to what God's doing. We are aware that God is up to way more than we can imagine in our community. But when we get those glimpses of what God's up to and the invitations he gives us to respond and to partner with what he's already doing, we try to be ready to say yes and to respond with our faithful obedience. So yes, we have many volunteers that help with that backpack program, assembling the bags that go out to all the schools. It's quite an operation, but it's volunteer-led, and we're so glad that we get to work behind the scenes. You know, we never necessarily meet those families, but praying over the food and sending it out with God's blessing really is an honor and a privilege.
That's an exciting story. It's the kind you love to hear, because you're putting yourselves out there, and then when there was a need in the community, they thought of your church because you were the ones who were investing in the community. And God said, I'm going to honor that. And he paved a way for you to really own the whole operation right there and keep the gospel infused.
Yeah, to have that be, like you say, our testimony, that when the town is thinking of, okay, we have a need, who are the people that are inclined to help, for them to think of the local church, that's just fantastic. That's certainly what we hope to be about.
I know you also do a lot to invest in the people already in your church. It's not like you just bring them in and then expect them to just kind of make it without any support. In fact, didn't you mention you just recently saw a number of members join your assembly?
Yeah, we did.
Tell some of that testimony, too.
Thank you. Yeah. So we were blessed to have actually 13 folks join our church yesterday, and it was a larger group than typical, but it was, I think, indicative of what God's Spirit is up to in our congregation. Among those 13, there were 5 teenagers, and so we're seeing that our desire to really be a multi-generational church is something that's taking root. And so we've got folks, from 5 to 95, and we seek to not just have different generations in the room, but actually getting to know each other and serve together and learn from each other. So that's a blessing as well.
It's great to see people joining a local assembly and saying, I'm going to belong here. But when you talk about 5 teenagers, that's a big deal. You're reaching the young generation. They're the ministry leaders of tomorrow, of course. And now they've got a deep connection with you in that personal way. Praise God.
Yeah, thank
Pastor
you.
Ben. Praise God for that. Pastor Ben Pease, pastor of Bethany Covenant Church in Berlin. With the time we have left, what do people expect when they come to Bethany Covenant Church in Berlin?
So I'll often ask our new visitors or newer members, just say, how did you hear about us and why did you come back? Especially if they're returning visitors. We're right on Mill Street. It's a busy street, so a lot of visibility. And so many people say, I've been driving by that church so many times and I just wanted to stop in. So I think every church wants to be and thinks they are a friendly, welcoming church, but you really need to ask visitors, like, okay, are we really that? And so we're finding that they say generally yes. We are finding a warm and receptive welcome. People genuinely seem to care about us. So they find that warm welcome. But then as they are welcomed and participate, especially in like a morning worship service, our visitors point out to us that they sense that God's Spirit is doing things among us. And so that is so affirming and so encouraging as we really seek to respond to what God's Spirit's doing in our congregation and to invite more people to participate in that. So folks should expect a warm welcome. If you don't get it, let me know. And really just be invited to participate at the level that they feel comfortable. But we recognize we're not necessarily a church where if you kind of sit at the back and don't get involved, you'd be welcomed, but you'd be missing out on so much because we're a very participatory congregation. And so you'll be invited to serve and to learn and to grow, hopefully from day 1 or day 2.
Beautiful. I love that. Tell how you can get in touch with Bethany Covenant Church, your phone number, the website, and give the specific street address and any other landmarks that folks might know in your area.
We are at 785 Mill Street, which is Route 372, right in Berlin, right off Route 9. You may have seen the steeple and the cross as you drive down Route 9. Our website is bethanycovenant.org. The phone number is 860-828-3637. And
give it one more time, just so folks have a chance to write that down.
Sure, 860-828-3637.
And that website one more time as well, since we're repeating things.
bethanycovenant.org.
And can they email the church through the website? Is that the best way to do that?
If you go to our website, you'll see several links there, including to the pastors and the church office.
Great. We've got about a minute left, Pastor Ben. Anything else you would like to express that you want to make sure people know about the ministry there?
I would love to take an opportunity to express thanks for our leadership. We have fantastic staff at Bethany, but it is really our leaders, our lay leaders who have such a heart for service, and they are in it not just to do the tasks and the business of the church. They're committed to really discerning and pursuing God's will. And I think having that kind of group lead us has been so powerful. So I'm thankful to them.
And good leadership in a church comes from good leadership, and you're a humble man. And I know God's brought you there to be a part of growing that kind of leadership team.
Well, thank you. It's an honor.
And thank you for taking time to be with us today. Pastor Ben Pease from Bethany Covenant Church in Berlin, our special guest today on the WIHS Journal. Thanks so much, Pastor Ben.
Thank you.
This has been the WIHS Journal. The WIHS Journal is a community news and public affairs program highlighting regional current events and topics of interest, right here on your station for hope and encouragement. 104.9 WIHS.